Hey ladies, it's Dominga. Let's talk about the lady stuff. Let's begin with what kind of underwear you're wearing. Today's video is a Hygiene 101, and I wanted to do this video specifically for anyone who maybe doesn't have a big sister, or maybe who doesn't have a mother figure who would have this conversation with you. I personally am an eldest sister, so I didn't have anyone above me to look up to in this regard besides my mom. My mom is the kind of person who is just hairless. Like, she doesn't grow any body hair. She's Portuguese, so she has really small pores, and she's not a really naturally odorous person. So a lot that I learned about different deodorants and how to shave and all of that jazz when it comes to being a woman, I kind of had to troubleshoot and learn on my own because I, like I said, didn't have any older sisters, and my mom didn't have the same sort of issues, so to speak, that I did. I'm gonna give you the rundown, all of the things that I use, how to be hygienic and put your best foot forward when it comes to being a lady, and I'm gonna be getting ready for dinner all at the same time, so it might be a little bit chaotic. Also, thank you for engaging so much and leaving such positive feedback on my last video, which I'll link here if you haven't seen it. And I've gotten so many calls from people I know personally, so I just kind of appreciate you guys for not only watching, but I'm glad that you took something away. The very first thing that I should say, it just negates everything else if you're not doing it, is have some water. Nothing really matters when it comes to your body if you're not hydrated, so start there. First things first, let's talk about the most important stuff, which is what you smell like. And when it comes to brushing your teeth, I would say you need to be using an electric toothbrush and just get rid of the manual thing. That's for emergencies, in my humble opinion. And get something with a disposable head so that you can be replacing it every 2 months. Maybe even more often. Also, you should be tongue scraping, which I will pop up a photo of what that looks like. You just put the tongue scraper in the back of your mouth and just pull all of the bacteria off. While we're on the topic of oral hygiene, another thing that I think is a really good idea is to find a lip scrub. I personally really like this one by Tree Hut, and you just, exactly like it sounds, put it on your lips, scrub away, let it sit there, wash it off, and it just makes them very smoochable and soft, especially if you live in a dry climate like me. I live in Colorado, so you're gonna wanna do that if you live in a place where your lips are liable to get crusty. Let's talk about the lady stuff. Let's begin with what kind of underwear you're wearing. And these are brand new, just so you know, just for the record. You're gonna wanna make sure that the middle part that touches your intimate places is made of cotton rather than spandex or polyester. The reason why is because it's going to harbor bacteria from moisture and trap it all in there, and then it can grow things like candida and an overgrowth of the bacteria that is bad for your body. So it's really important to make sure that this middle part is cotton. And if you are having a pool day, you're going swimming, in your swimsuit, you're probably not going to have cotton, so you want to make sure to take off your swimsuit and change into, say, shorts or just something dry, so that you're not keeping moisture up there next to your intimate places. It can be a disaster. It can lead to things like yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, the list goes on. I promise you, you don't want to deal with it. In fact, if you are in a position where you have to deal with it, this is something that I think is really awesome. It's called Love Wellness. They make this little thing called the Killer, and it's little suppositories. I think I've just said little like 5 times. And they look like little pills, which you can insert, and I will allow you to do your own research about where you'd insert it so that I don't get demonetized. But it helps balance your flora, which is a word to explain your overall general pH downstairs. And while we're on the topic, let's talk tampons. So when it's time for your period, and tampons and pads, might I add. So you want to make sure that you're reading the labels of the brands that you're using, and you don't want anything that's not natural inserted into your body or that close to the inside of your body all day long. This brand is 100% cotton, and that's what you want to be using. I'm the kind of person that has like naturally a very stable flora, so I haven't really gotten too deep into prebiotics and probiotics, so I can't, unfortunately, be your big sister in this regard. just yet. I think I have more research to do before I just start yapping about something I don't know. But what I will tell you is I really like honey pot. Anytime that my pH seems off, this is what I would use, and it's just an in-shower little wash. Make sure to use it only outside. It's not an internal thing. And I will show you something that I don't suggest, right? This is Summer's Eve, and I think it's been around literally as long as the world's been rotating. I mean, I can't promise you that it's bad for you, but I haven't particularly heard good things from doctors and OBGYNs that I've ever visited or listened to on the internet. So I'm personally a fan of honey pot, wouldn't use Summer's Eve. I wouldn't really go down the rabbit hole of vaginal washes. I think it's just a way to kind of tamper with your pH. If you're drinking your water, you're eating healthy, you're wearing cotton, and you're really not using a whole lot of substances or drinking too much alcohol, you shouldn't need to do anything except for use water. You're gonna wanna use wipes. These are flushable, and the key here is that they are unscented. You don't want to use very fragrant things in your intimate places. It just, yet again, throws off the pH. It's sort of a natural cleaning oven. We've probably heard that before on the internet, and it's true. It's designed to clean itself. You really should not be needing to do a whole bunch. But if you're going number 2, which I hate to have this conversation because we all know girls don't even go number 2, but if in fact you're an anomaly and you do, you would want to use wipes. And remember, wipe front to back, front to back, front to back. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you do it in the reverse, you're gonna have a hard time. And then you're gonna have to refer to the beginning of this video again where I talked about boric acid suppositories. You're welcome. This is like my favorite conversation of all time to have. I am a tried and true electric shaver person. I'm an electric toothbrush person, an electric shaver person. If there is a way to make it electric, I'm going to do that. Why? Because I am very prone to razor bumps. If you're the kind of person who really wants a close shave in whichever area on your body, this stuff I think is really incredible. And I also have this stuff, it's called KP Bump Eraser Body Scrub. And of course I'll link it below. Then this stuff is called Alba Botanica Very Emollient Cream Shave, and it feels so incredibly silky smooth. And between these two things, I can get a really good close razor shave. And then even better, if I don't care about being that close to the skin, I will use the electric shaver in whichever places my heart desires. Do the math. You specifically want to be looking for AHA. That is some sort of thing that's going to make sure you don't get ingrowns. And I really wish I knew the science of it, but I don't, and it doesn't really matter because I know it works. I've been so preoccupied yapping that I've realized I haven't even gotten ready, so my family's about to never see me. An esthetician would probably tell you to use something different, but I think this stuff really works well. I like to scrub my legs with this before I use shaving cream and shave with a razor. And of course, you're gonna wanna use a 5-blade razor at all times. That's the kind the men use. It gets you a really clean shave, and it also isn't gonna nick your skin and then give you a whole bunch of rashy razor bumps. I really am a tried and true tree hut girl. I've used it for years. I think they smell great, and I'm sold. It smells so good. This one's called Moroccan Rose, and I pretty much have every scent they've ever come out with. When you get out of the shower, you're gonna want to, of course, moisturize. And after that, that's when you put on perfume. I find that perfume stays so much longer if you spray it over top of your lotion, or if you put a Vaseline on your pressure points, or the places that kind of warm up, like in your pit, on your wrist, behind your ear, on your neck. Those places that really warm up, you put Vaseline there, and then you spray your perfume on top of it. Kind of like warms it up and diffuses it. I do have some more things to show you in my bag over here, but I think I might even be making a separate video because it's kind of hair care and then skin care, and I don't want to overlap too much. But the last thing I'll say, I really am an aerosol girly. I just love the sprays. You're not really gonna find me using the stick too much because I think it gets just goopy and it gets all over your clothes. So I really like the Dove, and I know someone out there is gonna tell me, use aluminum free. I'm a stinky gal. I have to have my aluminum, unfortunately. I think that's all from me today, ladies. Of course, I will be touching on this, and I think I want to make this a little bit of a series, so you'll see more hygiene content from me soon. But this is kind of the hygiene stuff that pertains specifically to women. This is not me being not inclusive. I just mean if you have a, can't say the word because YouTube, this is for you. If you like this kind of content and you want to see more of all things girly and wellness from your girl, please like and subscribe. And of course, I'll see you soon. Bye.